Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and it's time to talk about The Walking Dead. So you guys know, this season, for me, the second half of this season has been actually pretty good. Not great, but not bad. We did have that lousy junkyard storyline, which is just weird, but otherwise it's been pretty solid, so I've been pretty happy with it. However, I feel like this past episode, almost a total waste. I don't see why it exists. I see why they needed to show us what happened with Eugene. That's fine. That makes perfect sense. But a whole episode on it? I don't think so. I don't think it was necessary. We didn't actually learn anything in this episode. It was about 90% about Eugene, which, okay, whatever. We already knew Eugene was kind of a coward. We thought he was maybe making a bit of a turnaround and he was going to be a more contributing factor. But now that he's been captured, we had to see what happened. How is he going to react in this situation? And he instantly resorted to being a coward, being a total whimpering, blubbering fool. So, I mean, that's all we really needed to know. I don't understand why we had a whole episode about it. The other 10% of the episode was about Dwight, which we also didn't need. They already showed us Dwight's arc. I mean, his character progression in not being a good guy. He's still a bad guy. He used to be maybe kind of a good guy, but he's definitely a bad guy. And they did the same thing with this arc. They showed us a more sensitive side of him where he went to go look for the girl, whatever her name is. And then he goes right back to being a bad guy. As soon as he gets a chance, he goes back to being a bad guy. Maybe the point of this episode was to show us that he has no chance for redemption. He's gonna be a bad guy. Fine, I don't mind. A little bit of story about Dwight to get him set up. Okay, fine. But the rest of the episode being all about Eugene, just a waste. We didn't need to see the entire interaction with him and the three women. It was pointless. We didn't learn anything the entire time. All we learned is that Eugene is still going to be a yes man to whoever's in charge, because all he's going to do is try to survive no matter what, according to him, based on what he's done. There's nothing more there's nothing more important than survival. Doesn't matter what you have to do. So he's going to do whatever Negan wants him to do so that he can survive. He instantly, basically, I mean, it took time throughout the episode, but he said, yes, I'm Negan. Definitely Negan. I already knew I was Negan. I just needed you to ask. That kind of thing. Totally succumbs to the dark side, as it were. And it's just, who cares? We already knew he would be like that. They didn't need a whole episode. They could have shown us that in 10 minutes. It doesn't add anything. So that's it. What else is there to talk about? We know that Negan's willing to kill the only doctor he has. That's it. We already knew he was a bad guy. They didn't need to show us that he's a bad guy anymore. We already knew that. He's about as bad as they get. So him killing one of his own people, even possibly a very vital member of the group, that's not really news. We haven't seen that specific instance before, but it doesn't add anything. So I'm curious what you guys thought. Was this episode worthwhile? I don't think so. It wasn't inherently bad on its own, but in terms of the big picture, it was pretty useless. I think this entire episode could have been maybe 20 minutes of some other episode that was more important. Maybe start showing us what Rick and the other people are doing in terms of getting the weapons and that kind of thing. Basically what we saw in the preview for next week. That should have started this episode, and this episode did not need to be what it was. That's my thought. There's nothing really else to say. I'm curious what you guys think. Let's talk in the comment section below. Do these videos every week, so if you like Walking Dead, if you like talking about it, this is the place to be. We'll talk about it up until the next episode, so make sure you stick around. Post those comments so that we can talk. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Turn on notifications if you want to see more. And in the meantime, I don't want to do the keep collecting thing. It doesn't really make sense for these videos. So, how about this? I'll see you next time.